What's going on here?
It's the drinking. Hello, I'm Steven with Tobacco Cabana.
And I'm David. I'm a Texan, and I love cigars. This is the Roadshow. Time for another show, right?
It is.
It is. Always good to be here at Tobacco Cabana in Cedar Hill. Stephen, Rhonda, Bob, Dave, we always appreciate the hospitality that you guys always extend to us, being able to sit in here and do a showing, deliver to you guys. I hope you've got your drink ready. We've got ours. You can see it's a Japanese whiskey. Dave and I are going to be talking about that on here for our pairing.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
It's a good one, yeah.
Absolutely.
But we want to toast to you guys first. So I do hope you have your drink, whatever it is, whatever you've got, whatever time of day. I don't know what time of day you're watching this, but we appreciate you guys, whatever time of day you're watching.
Absolutely.
Because you guys are the ones that make us, right?
Yep.
So we want to toast you to good friends, good conversations, what we call a Texas toast. All right, cheers, brother. Cheers. Cheers, 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 cheers. Boom. Yeah. It's a Japanese whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I've only had a few, and this one definitely makes the list as
Something that you'd
you
want to
would
buy,
buy.
you want to look at. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not real floral.
No,
It's not as floral as some of the other Japanese that I've had.
right.
But
But-
it's on the real light side.
Side.
And we'll go into that. Watch with me and Dave. You'll hear all about that. But we're here for some cigar news, right?
Yep.
Cigar news,
Done.
and the one that I'm smoking right now, the Los Statos, Statos, yeah,
I'd say Statos.
yeah. And they're saying this one got a big makeover.
Yep. So the Los Statos Deluxe has gotten an extreme makeover at the hands of Matt Booth.
Right,
Again,
yeah.
a talented blender and
Because we
cigar
know
maker.
his stuff got picked up a little bit with General. General, again, is the one that sent these cigars to me. I've never heard of this cigar.
Nope.
Didn't even know it existed. But been smoking on this for a little while, and it's a great little cigar. Beautiful ash burn that we had on there. But
I've got it paired with this LFD Colorado Oscuro.
yeah, that's a
little
great little
short Robusto.
Yeah, that's a really good cigar. But this one, so it's getting an extreme makeover. What did Matt Booth, what did they do to this? Because, I mean, I don't know what it was before.
Right. So they let him get his hands on this.
Okay.
So Matt Wilson, Senior Brand Manager for Los Statos Deluxe, we decided 2 years ago to revamp the Los Statos. We opted to work with Matt Booth to tap his creativity. So this collaboration was fortuitous because we're now presenting the new Los Statos Deluxe as our first release with Matt on modern imagery and provocative blend that transitions as the smoke progresses.
Okay.
So you got to watch your thirds on that.
Yeah, I'm getting into the last third now, so
Yeah.
that should be interesting to see what that transition is.
And of course, Matt Booth's response, honored to have the opportunity to lend his touch to the collaboration on the direction of the revitalization of Los Statos Deluxe.
So what is this? What is this? Does it say anything about the blend?
Let me see what we got here. Yes, proprietary Nicaraguan and Dominican fillers, a Nicaraguan binder. It is crowned with an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper.
Ooh, okay.
That's why you like it. It's a Sumatra.
Yeah. You guys know I like Sumatras. Yeah, that's so I'm getting into the last third now. So that's where you're really going to start seeing some major changes in the taste.
Bold and smooth, offering coffee and chocolate notes with a subtle black pepper spice. And again, that's probably mainly
subtle. I would say subtle is, yes, subtle, definitely, because it's being Nicaraguan, tobacco's in there, which you always I always identify with pepper.
Yep.
And
little
I'm
spice.
not getting anything to where, because my lips aren't tingling at all
Right.
during this. There are some cigars that I have from Nicaragua where you put them on your lips and your lips are tingling from the pepper. that you're getting from that tobacco. This is a great little cigar that I would love to see pairing with something a little bit, heavier than that.
Right.
Again, Dave and I will talk about this. So guys, stay tuned for that. But this is, it amazes me that there are still cigars out there, and this one's carried through General. Is this distributed by
Forged?
Forged, okay.
Yep.
So I've never heard of it. Have you?
No.
And
But
being
there's
a
so
shop
many out
owner,
there.
being a shop owner and looking for new ones that possibly bring in or something, your ears are always open. I know.
Yep.
Me, as a smoker, I'm always up to smoking anything new.
Yep.
Anything new. I want to see if there's something else out there that I want to put in my humidor.
Find that next great cigar.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got Matt Booth on top of that.
Yep.
That's in the blending process.
Very helpful.
That is definitely, I think you can't go wrong with that. So
4 sizes.
4.
Robusto, 5x50.
What I'm smoking here.
Toro, 6x52. Churchill size, 7x49. One of my favorites. And then a Gigante, a 6x60.
Nope, not for me.
All of these under $10.
Even the Giganta.
Yep.
Gigante.
Yep.
Under
10.
Under 10.
Coming in at $950 to $850.
Yeah.
Between that whole Vitola line. So good price point.
It is a good price point. Well, cool.
One of those, if you find it, you love it, box buy it. 20 count box.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is definitely humidor worthy of keeping in there, because this is an enjoyable smoke. Definitely. All right, cool. All right, you guys, stay tuned. All right, welcome back, guys. More news. We're still enjoying what we've got. But this one, they sent me this. I was like, wow. This is the TAA Exclusive
yeah.
that they sent me. The Diesel, the Atonement.
Nice name.
Yeah, I like that. I haven't smoked too many TAAs just because I can't get my hands on them.
Right.
Can't get my hands on them. But this one, they're saying, is unapologetically bold. It looks like it. If you look at that cigar,
Yeah.
it is
dark.
Yeah. And so exclusive to TAA members, and they sent it to me. Thank you again, General, for sending this out to me. I look forward to smoking this. I haven't had it yet.
Yep.
But it's another collaboration that they're doing with AJ Fernandez.
Oh, nice.
So you know,
it's good.
It's going to be bold. But what Justin Andrews is saying that again, Diesel, I think AJ.
Yep.
Diesel, AJ. They're saying that they've asked for a full body Nicaraguan smoke that balances strength and complexity.
Okay.
So
not going to be one or the other.
Yeah, and they're saying with a little something extra, and they're saying this delivers it.
Okay.
So I don't smoke a whole. I've said that before on the other show. I don't smoke a whole lot of diesels just because they are so full. But I've had the diesel, the Lanceros they came out with. Fully enjoyed those. If you guys aren't watching, I'm going to be doing. I've done one so far, but I'm keeping track of every single cigar I smoke every single day. And then at the beginning of each month, I'm going to give you the top 5 that I've smoked for that month. course, the month of February is Lanceros.
Sure.
That's what I love a Lancero. And so I'm smoking at least one Lancero every day, and then anything else during the day also. But
what's in the blend?
what is in the blend is a good question. It is made from Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper.
All right.
Connecticut broadleaf binder. Holy cow, that's two of mine right there.
That's
right?
a Sumatra wrap. That is a dark Sumatra.
Yeah, and a blend of Nicaraguan fillers. They say the cigar is intense with a natural earthy sweetness, peppery notes, and an unexpected current of anise that flows throughout. I like anise. So when that...
Do we have any ouzo?
Right, yeah, interesting, yeah. So that definitely has me peaked to try to, when I look forward to smoking that. Only 1,000 boxes are being made.
Wow.
And they're all Toro. It's a slight box press. You can see it's slight box press. And it comes in a 10 count. It says a novel-inspired box.
Sounds like it might be a book presentation.
Something like that. It shipped back in October of 2022 to TAA retailers. So you'd have to find a shop.
Find your local one.
Right. Find a shop that is a TAA retailer. But the Toro 6x52, what do you think this? $10.
Really?
$10
An
stick.
exclusive release. That nice of a price point.
That is a great, fantastic price point for a Toro TAA exclusive release. $10. And we were talking before how I think anything between 12-ish to 15 is going to be your normal price point now for your average, average price. So a $10, $8, $9 stick that is going to have a blender such as AJ Fernandez in there.
Impressive.
Very impressive. So I'm looking forward to smoking that again. Thank you, General, for doing that. And, we'll just keep smoking on this one, right?
Yep.
You just keep smoking on it, keep drinking, right?
Right.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, well, stay tuned, guys. Today's Cigar Word is brought to you by Jerez Premium Cigars. This is it. This is the first cigar in the cigar room. I hope you guys enjoy it. I mean, you saw my my humidor. I've got all the stuff up on the walls. Still got plenty of room to add some more things to it. But I'm going to sit here and enjoy this Torcedores from McAuliffe. But let me tell you something. You know, I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm old. I'm getting older. And used to lift weights quite a bit. I was, all into powerlifting and heavy lifting and things like that, and always stayed in shape, martial arts. But I'm getting older and I just can't do things the way I used to. My wife suggested that I start doing things like lunges. And I thought, that would be a big step forward. Stay smoky, guys. I hope you enjoy what's coming up. I'll be shooting in this room from now on. As we always say, enjoy the leaf, grow the culture.
Today's Cigar Tip is brought to you by McAuliffe Cigars.
All right, Steven, what do you got for me?
Got a tip.
Really?
Yep.
Cool.
A little education here.
Education. I like to be educated.
Yep. Rehydrating a cigar that maybe is a little too dry.
Is that possible?
Oh, well, yes. Yes, you can. You can. It's produce. It can be revived as long as it hasn't started splitting or cracking on you.
Right, okay. So it's not damaged?
Nope. Still smokable.
Still smokable.
But if you lit it when it was too dry, it might burn way too fast and not give you the right flavors.
Right.
Not
okay.
what the blender had intended, at
Okay.
least. So if you've got one, let's say you left it in your travel door in the car and it got a little too hot, a little too dried out, and you're worried about it.
Okay.
put it back in your humidifier, or put it in a separate humidifier, preferably with something like a Boveda or a Boost, something that's a regulated humidity.
Would you up the percentage?
You can, but then you may have to bring it back down once it gets not necessarily over humidified, but to a point where it is rehumidified.
So
and bring it back down into what your
because they make
normal
Boveda
is.
packs all the way up to like 80 something.
Yep.
So if you had something that was, it's obviously dried, you need to get more humidity into it. Toss it in a separate humidor container, bag, anything with, would you put a higher, like an 80% in there? Maybe leave it in there for, maybe, could you graduate it? Like put it in at 80 for a week and then take that out, maybe put in a 70 something? No?
Too high.
Okay.
Too high.
Okay.
So you want to gradually bring it up.
Just leave it in there.
Yeah.
Maybe just
put it in there with a nice 72 and
just leave it.
Leave it.
Leave it. Don't touch it. Don't.
Yeah.
How long?
Let time do what you want it to do.
How are you going to know when it's ready?
You're going to have to check on it.
Like feel?
Yeah. Give it a little feel. Is it crunchy? If it feels crunchy, it's not ready yet. If it's springy and gives you the resistance you want, and the leaf is not feeling brittle,
Right.
then you're getting there.
Okay.
If you've got access to one of the humidifier testers, that might be a good thing to go, yep, it's back, and I can put
humidimeter.
it,
Yeah.
put it back into circulation with everything else in your humidor, you're good.
Okay.
But it's let time bring it back to where it needs to be. Don't try and rush it.
Okay.
It's something you've spent money on, you want to enjoy it, you want to preserve it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sounds great tip, man.
Thank you.
You know, that was a good tip.
I like it. It was good. Always good to have a good tip. Always good to have a good cigar pairing too.
It is.
So tell me what we got today, Dave.
Well, we have got, I want to let you tell them about the cigar.
I don't know anything about it.
Well,
you know what? They sent this to me, and I was like, I've never heard of this brand before.
I've never heard of this brand before either, so this part is going to be blind. Now, what we're drinking is going to be new to you. But I got to tell you, we've got somebody offset here, and I offered him a drink of this. And he looked at me and goes, I don't do Japanese whiskey. I can't stand Japanese whiskey. I've had one at Windstar Casino, and it was absolutely horrible, and I paid $24 for the pour.
Mm.
So I just took my glass over there and I just gave it to him. And you know what his expression was?
Damn!
Wow, this was really good. I could drink this all day.
Yeah.
So, we have got a Japanese whiskey. This is called a Shibui. It's a grain select. Now, Japanese whiskey is known for having the most grain-only single grain whiskeys.
Nihonjin. That is Japanese. Nihonjin.
All right, I'm going to take your word on that one.
Watashi wa Nihongo ga skoshi wakarimasu ka?
What he said, people, you heard it live right here. I have nothing to do with it. I have no clue what he said, but
we just drink it, right? We just drink it, right?
Yes, and it's a twist top.
Oh wow, okay. Is that normal?
No, not from my experience.
I've got a little bit in here.
Oh, you need
A little bit more, not much, but yeah, I know. Pouring it backwards and upside down, that's a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a cigar that I've never heard of. It is Los
Santos?
Statos?
Los Statos, yes.
Los Statos. That's the LS that's on there.
Yes.
General Cigar, thank you again. Sent these to me. Is it a re-release?
It's a re-release, but what was
Stephen and I talked about it. You can watch that.
And we heard that Matt Booth had a hand in this one. So I have high expectations because of that one alone.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay. What was the tobacco that was in this?
You know,
I can't remember.
I don't recall from reading the notes.
Okay, so let's go with this. We've got a cigar. Don't know what it is. Looks good. Nice little robusto. Looks like a good Habano wrapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting some deep some deep, thick, rich, earthy notes off of it right off the bat. Little bit of cocoa. Little bit of cocoa in there.
Yeah. Earthy, cocoa-ish, light. It's a light. Everything's real light. That's what I'm trying to pick up on. And so it's interesting. We've got a kind of a light cigar. Now, granted, we're just getting into it. It could change going into that second, third.
Let's be clear here, okay? Because remember, we need to reset our vernacular on this, okay? It's light on the spiciness. There's no spice. I'm not picking up any spice. I'm getting more of the earthy, granular, leathery type notes.
But they're all light.
But the intensity of it is very nice. It's very pleasing. It's not overpowering. It's very a nice light to medium intensity. But as far as the body of the smoke, it's got a lot of smoke coming in. It's a light body smoke, and then that smoke doesn't feel heavy in my mouth.
Yeah, it's clean. Yeah, it's real clean.
It's almost crisp.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So
that's interesting that we've got this cigar now paired with a Japanese whiskey. Why'd you bring this one?
I recently had paired this one on my show, Twisted Pair.
Okay.
And
if you guys don't watch that, find Dave out there on YouTube, Instagram, everything. Him and
Facebook.
Ashred.
Yep.
Okay.
It's called the Twisted Pair under Leaf and Grain Society. And we've been doing a theme of what we call the full pairing. So we're bringing food, drink, and cigar. And doing a full combination. And so we recently just done an episode where we had paired sushi or poke. So I did a couple of different sushi rolls, and Red did a poke bowl and Japanese whiskey. And this is the whiskey that I chose.
Okay.
And
have you had this before?
I had not, and I didn't want to go with something that I had tried before.
Okay.
But I also didn't want to go with a single malt because I wanted to distinguish the differences between a grain and a malt, and what's classified as a single malt and what's classified as a single grain.
And this is a single grain.
This is a single grain. And so there is no malted barley in this one at all. In fact, on the back of the label, as you can see here, this is wheat. So this is only from the wheat.
Only from wheat.
Only from wheat.
That's it.
There's no
rye, no
rye, no. It's a single grain, and single grain means that it's only one type of grain at a single distillery.
Okay.
Okay. Now it could be a couple of different strands of wheat, but it's only wheat. It's not wheat plus something else. And that's what distinguishes Japanese whiskey from a single grain of Scotch.
That's funny. I just retrohaled. I know the other episode we talked about retrohaling. And I picked up some wood on this. Some wood. Definitely hit me. It was like a light wood, like a light oak or a wood.
I would almost... It's definitely not piney because you're not getting that sweet, spicy note from it.
No.
It was almost hickory or walnut for me.
Okay.
And I'm thinking of that when I'm smoking and I'm using a hickory wood in the smoke or a walnut wood.
Yeah, but that hickory has that real distinct smell to it. I didn't get that out of this. Was that real distinct hickory? When you've got hickory bacon, and you know it, it's got that different smell to the bacon rather than just the bacon smell, which is lovely by itself. But you have hickory in there, so I wasn't getting a hickory, but that everybody's palates are different. I'm definitely getting wood.
The reason why I went with hickory is I'm getting a little bit of mint at the very back end of the
that kind of lends to the lightness of this cigar.
It does. It really does.
The mint is again something on the light side.
Now, remember, we haven't even had a drink.
No, we haven't even. I haven't even smelled that yet.
We're just discussing the cigar right now.
It's got a great burn, great ash on there right now. I'm loving that. I don't know about you guys, but when you smoke a cigar, you admire it
Mm-hmm.
while you're smoking it. I look at it. I constantly just rolling it in my hands, looking at the veins.
I'm loving the veins and the texture.
Right. It's got a good solid white ash, real dark. I mean, it's not a gray ash. It's a white ash on there, and
Which tells me that the tobacco has gone through its fermentation phases a little bit more, so it's a little bit more aged on the tobacco.
I can kind of see that mint now. Now, power of suggestion, I don't think so, but I was getting the lightness, the kind of the light wood, and on that very back last part after you exhale, it's not like minty, like I'm eating a piece of candy minty.
No.
It's real clean and crisp, like you were talking about before. So we haven't gotten into our drink yet. So this will be interesting because most Japanese whiskeys are on the light side.
The most Japanese
Yes.
whiskeys are on the light side, and most Japanese whiskeys are going to be very floral and very earthy.
Okay. Now,
so
floral, yeah.
very floral and very earthy with little bits of hints of fruitiness on it. And so I want to see if you pick out the fruit, which particular classifications of fruits that were in here.
Right off the nose, I'm going to say pear
Okay.
and maybe a little bit of apple.
Okay.
That's what I'm picking up. I don't pick up any of the stone fruits, like what you were saying before, stone fruits. I'm not picking up a stone fruit. I'm not picking up a peach or an apricot, really. But I'm picking up more like a pear, something that's, when I think of a pear, I think of, it's a real clean taste.
Mm-hmm.
It's real crisp taste. It's an apple is real crisp taste.
I pick up a little bit of that on the nose, and I pick up just tiny hints of a citrus zest, maybe like a lemon zest or an orange zest on the nose.
Now, now taking the first sip, it definitely has a zest to it. Almost lemony in a way. But it's not like you're sucking on a lemon where it's overpowering, but it's got that little clean zest to it. It's interesting, very interesting. So that's a...
And for me, at the very, very back of it, I'm picking up some dark red black cherries, almost black currant, at the very back.
Okay, now I love cherry, but cherry, that black currant, I don't know that I would be able to recognize that or not.
You know when that cherry goes from that sweet, that's like in the Luxardo, maraschino cherries?
Maraschino, yeah.
And it goes into that tart and then into a darker, richer note. That's where that black currant starts to come from.
Okay.
And for me, that's where I'm hitting on that, which to me, that's very reminiscent of a wheat.
Yeah.
Okay, so
okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about some of our well-known wheated bourbons, we get some of those black fruits, we get some of those red and those deep black fruit
Yeah,
notes.
I remember I can't remember what episode it was, obviously, but it was on here. I want to say that you introduced me to wheated bourbons, where I really realized, oh wow, I like wheated bourbons.
It was 9-banded.
9-banded, yes.
It was 9-banded.
Another Texas whiskey.
Another Texas whiskey.
Another Texas. God bless Texas.
You know.
But this now, first sip, second sip should be different, right? We should pick up more.
You should pick up a little bit more.
We should pick up, because you're going to take your first sip. Granted, get it past your mouth, get it past your taste buds, get them acclimated. Go, hey, this is what it is. Now take another sip. And that's where you're really gonna.
Right.
Okay. So here we go.
Let's do that.
This
is actually sip number 4 for me, but you got to catch up.
I do got some catching up, right?
The oils are really starting to come forward now.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. The oils, it was even cleaner on this one, on that taste. Granted, because it was, my mouth was, is already accustomed to the alcohol in that and everything. Not that this is 43%, so you know.
Yeah, so you're looking at 86
proof. So it's not anything real heavy at all.
No, but what's nice, and it's telling me that this has got a little bit more age onto it because those oils are really starting to come through.
And this cigar, though, great smoke output with it, but it's still on the light. It's, you know, it's got good smoke on, and the ash is still doing great.
My ash is doing something a little bit different.
A little bit,
here.
yeah, a little bit wonky, but you know, that's just you. No.
I mean, it very well could be. I mean, hey, I've been called wonky a couple times, so.
But you know, cigars, you know, they are handmade by people, and so each one is not going to perform like the other one.
And that's the beauty of cigars, because cigars and whiskey, and when we're coming into our palates, what I get, we're going to get a lot of similarities, but you're going to pick up some things out of what you're pairing and you're drinking that I may pick up or I may not pick up, and vice versa.
Right.
And that's what really drives my passion about all of this, is understanding, you know, all of that, because the chemistry in it, you know, on the last show we were talking about how Luciano was talking about the chemistry and the potassium and how that changes different things with it. That comes into our pairings as well, because our own body chemistry, what our palates are used to. I believe on the last show we talked about on retrohaling and whether or not you can retrohale too much or not enough. Well, you retrohale too much, or you've had, you know, you have overstimulated your taste buds with the different types of whiskeys. All of that's going to come into play.
Yeah. Now, are most Japanese whiskeys, are they going to be light like this? Are they going to be less than 90% or proof?
No.
Are there some stronger?
There's absolutely some stronger ones.
Okay.
I think the strongest one that I've seen is, you know, around that 100 to 115 proof, which is a good medium proof. It's not a high proof. It's a good medium proof. But they're all they tend to go more towards what we would find in a Highlands or a Speyside Scotch. So they're going to go more towards the floral, the fruity type,
all the ones that
type notes.
Yeah, all the Japanese whiskeys that I've tried, they've always been on the floral side.
And they go more for those single grain cereal type notes.
Is there a reason for that? Is that maybe
I think
that's
a lot
just
of it's just the heritage from where because if you remember anything about the story, one of the original Japanese whiskeys is the Nakia brand.
Okay.
So the founder and master blender of it, his wife was from Scotland, and that's how Japanese whiskey came about. Is that brought some of the heritage of Scotch from Scotland over to Japanese. Now, he was estranged from his family because he didn't marry into the culture, you know, which is very big. I mean, culture is huge.
Yeah, if you're talking about back
Asian
in
culture,
that time,
we're talking
even
back
bigger,
we're talking, you know, 100 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where they brought the practices of Scotch over to Japan. Now, what's interesting is that it's only been within the past, I think, 5 years or maybe a decade, I can't remember exactly, but that Japanese was actually classified as a distinguished drink in Japan and had its own laws that were implemented of this is what it's got to follow in order for it to be classified as Japanese whiskey.
Okay. I mean, we have the same rules here for bourbon.
Yeah, we have the same rules here for bourbon and rye, and you know, there's the same rules for Scotch and Irish whiskey, and even Canadian whiskey. But Japanese whiskey is really one of the newer introductions into.
But it's been around a while.
It's been around for a long while.
but yet it's getting more prevalent in me seeing people, drinking it and or having it in their personal collection.
Oh yeah,
is Japanese whiskeys.
I mean, Suntory, which is one of the big Japanese whiskey brands, is doing just some amazing things. I mean, you've got the Yamakaze, the 18, which is just a beautiful expression. Back in December when I was at the Whiskey Fest in Las Vegas, I had the opportunity to try a Hibiki 25.
Yes.
And that was just, it was just mind-blowing good. I mean, so they're doing some really phenomenal things with Japanese whiskey, but people tend to steer away from them because a lot of people, when they try a Japanese whiskey, they try a younger one because really of the price point. And it, like any other whiskey, it just doesn't hit like the aged.
Yeah, and you're gonna drink what you like. You're gonna buy what you tend to like the most. But I would say, I mean, because I don't have any in my collection at all. What collection I have, I drink. But this is something that I would buy if I, I wouldn't shy away from it, is what I'm saying.
Well, take a guess on the price point on this bottle.
That price, I'm gonna say 50 to 60.
You're right on. This is a $55 bottle.
$55.
And generally, when you see a Japanese whiskey, you're going to see a $55 bottle on the low end and upwards. And that's honestly, that's why a lot of people shy away from Japanese whiskey.
Because it's a little bit more.
Because and honestly speaking, it's a little bit overpriced. But with whiskey, just like with cigars, we find some really good low dollar cigars. I mean, we just talked about on the last show about some $7, $8, $9.
$9.
Dollar sticks that were good. But generally, we find that a lot of sticks that we tend to gravitate towards are going to be in that $12 to $15 range.
Yeah.
In whiskeys, we talked about bottom shelves. The sub $25 bottles. But a lot of times, whiskeys that we gravitate are going to be in that $35 to $55 range. Well, Japanese whiskey is going to run you in that $55 to $75, just like with Scotch. Because whatever reason. So a lot of people will tend to not gravitate towards that. But if you're really wanting to explore your palates and you're really wanting to, as what we say in Leaf and Grain, explore the pairings, you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone and go, am I willing enough to try something new, to explore, to see if this meets my palate? I may have to spend a little bit extra money.
Right.
But we're talking about something that is, I mean, our hobbies are not cheap here.
Right, no.
So is it worth it?
But and that's what I normally do. If I go to the store, usually Total Wine, or Specs, something like that. And I find one or two $50 to $60 bottles. And then everything else that I buy is bottom shelf. 19, 17, Benchmark. Yeah. Evan Williams.
Yeah.
All those other ones are 30 and under, anything like that, 30 and under. That helps me fill my shelf. So I can go in and spend $250 and come away with 6 to 8 bottles.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm looking. I'm looking, how many can I stick on my shelf? That's what I'm looking for. But it's going to be whiskey that I will have no problem drinking because it's good. It's still good. And I'll have no problem offering it to somebody else. I was out at an event the other day, and I brought Benchmark Bonded with me. Everybody, oh yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yet we were all talking about bottles that were 100, 150. My birthday, not too long ago, my wife bought me, totally surprised me. I mean, the birthday party was fantastic anyways, up at Stag Lounge in Oklahoma City. And she got Jarrett, my wife asked Jarrett to get a bottle that I'm not going to be readily able to get.
Right.
So it got me a bottle of Booker's.
Booker's. This year's Booker's?
I don't know. I can show you a picture of it, but it's 150 a bottle, and it came in a wooden box.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And,
you know,
and,
somebody asked me. I told him. I showed. He said, "Where'd you get that?" I said, "Oklahoma City."
But Booker's, they release a new release once a quarter, and it doesn't repeat.
Okay.
Year after year after year.
Okay.
So
I've never had it, but thrilled to get it.
I've got my vertical series for 2022. No, I'm sorry. It's my vertical series of 2021. I didn't get any of 2020. Now I've tried some of 2022, but I've got my vertical series of 2021.
Okay.
And each of them are single barrels and different recipes and pay homage to somebody or something in it. And you'll see, and they'll have like a little ticket on it in a box, you know, and beautiful expressions. And they're also all high proof, 124 plus.
Yeah.
So that
I don't know when I'll open it.
That's a good find.
I don't know when I'll open it, but it sure looks pretty sitting on my shelf right now.
So yeah, I mean, I paid on the low end for Booker's, you know, around that $95 to $100, and I paid up to I think $120, $150, $130 for a Booker. So you know, $150 that's right in the range.
Well, my wife totally surprised me with that bottle. And I had no idea. I mean, got great cigars from everybody. Great birthday party. People showed up, friends. To be able to drive up there, I was totally satisfied with that. And then gave me this, and I'm like, what is this? Well, that's the other part of your birthday present. Oh my gosh.
I remember.
I mean, had no idea.
I remember for my 50th birthday, my ex-wife threw a party for me at a 50th surprise birthday party at a cigar lounge. And for that, someone had bought me a box of Padron 29 50th anniversary. No, Padron 26 50th anniversary, and a bottle of Lagavulin 16, which is
Lagavulin 16. Oh wow,
$175 bottle. So I walked away from my 50th with that. Now I will be honest, I don't remember who gave it to me, and I don't remember how I got home, but I do remember getting that.
Yeah.
But no, that is a fine present.
Yeah. Well, this pairing was great. What do you think of it overall with this cigar that we've never had before? You've had this before because you had it on Twisted Pear, but you've got a cigar here that I think it's a great. Asking me, I think it's a great pairing because they're very similar on intensity, being the light. We kept talking about the lightness of it. I think it turned out to be a really good pairing.
I think it's a good pairing. Yeah. For me personally, I wouldn't say it's a really good pairing. Okay. It's not one that I would I wouldn't have a problem revisiting.
So let me ask you this then, all right? So having had this cigar, what would you pair with it next?
Honestly, I would pair this cigar. I would like to see this cigar with maybe an Islay, like an Ardbeg. You know, so a little bit more on the peaty side.
So something more intense.
A little bit more intense to pull out some of the things that's in the cigar. This is very nice and balancing, but it's not balancing to where it just empowers and brings up anything. Because when I did go from drink to cigar, I was starting to pick up a little bit of pepperiness on it.
Okay.
And I want to explore that and see if there's something a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. So now you've got a light cigar. Go with something that's a little bit more stand out-ish, if you will, on your drink side to really pull out something different in this.
Right, but not too much that it just completely overpowers. So I wouldn't go with like a Lafroig or a Lagavulin.
Okay.
You know, that's just really overpowering on that smokiness.
Yeah.
But something that's less smoky, but has some nice peatiness to it. Or, you know, it's like an Ardbeg or maybe a Brudalaki.
Ardbeg 10.
Ardbeg 10 would be good. The Ardbeg Anoa.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
Veganoa would be really nice, I think, with this
Yeah.
one. I would stay away from Wee Beastie because I think that
That's
Wee Beastie
real-
would be overpowering.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't be able to really concentrate on this. Yeah, I got you.
But maybe
Gotcha.
maybe
Cool.
like the Brutalaki Classic, that's in that baby blue bottle.
Okay, Brutalaki is something I haven't had a whole lot of. Definitely seen it, but cool. Another great pairing. I love it. I mean, getting things that we haven't smoked. You and I haven't smoked this
No.
before. I haven't drank that, but you have. So to really come into something like this and really try to pay attention to what you're smoking and drinking to see, is this something I want to do? Or you look at it and go, okay, that's good. This is good. But how can I make this better?
Or how can I
Pair-
make this better?
Pair this with a stronger cigar, or pair this with a stronger whiskey.
Yeah. Now, I would be interested in pairing this with the cigar that we had in the last episode,
Oh,
with that Mexican San Andreas,
yeah.
to bring out some of that chocolateness and match that with some of those really deep, dark cherries in that, and seeing how that
Okay,
compares with each other.
cool. Very good. All right, another great pairing, Dave.
I always try to bring you something new.
Yes, you do. I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Fine Ash Red, and I'm in Old Town, Scottsdale, and we are going to go in and check out Javelina Cigar Company, and I'm going to show you the humidor and show you what all they have to offer. So if you're in Old Town, Scottsdale, make sure you check out Javelina. So let's go inside and see what they have.
shop stop.
It was. I mean, thank you, Dave. Thank you for supplying me with some pieces for the show. Always enjoy seeing something out there. Maybe I've seen it, maybe I've been there, maybe I haven't. But you, the viewers, maybe haven't seen it. And so it's always good, at least, you know, go in, and it wasn't one of my full road shows.
Yeah.
But it at least lets you see where the shop is, what they have available, and if you're in the area, you can stop in there.
Absolutely.
And telling you, hey, I saw a shop stop shot by Dave Yancey with Leaf and Grain on the Texas Cigar Roadshow, and let them know that word's getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys, again, if you want to send something in for the local shop where you're at, simply as shooting it on your cell phone, walk through, just email me. I can give you all the specs on how to do that the best way, easiest way,
Yeah.
and we'll insert it in the show. But again, just another great show, great pairings,
Oh, yes.
great shop stops, tips. I love doing this. I hope you guys are liking it too. Let us see your comments, all right? Like and share the show. Help us get our numbers up. Do all that stuff that YouTubers do, you know, the social media. You gotta like and share and click the notification
Subscribe
bell,
and all that,
all that
yeah.
good stuff, right? But we appreciate each and every one of you. And we always want to leave you with what we always say this, because that's what it's all about. All right, enjoy the leaf,
Enjoy the leaf, grow the culture.
grow the culture. All right, guys, see you.
Thank you.
Texas Cigar Roadshow is presented by Lone Star Cigar Association.